idea. I thought I knew this stream well enough. Even though there is practically no water in it, I still can find those deeper spots that I know about and find a few fish in them. Turns out I was wrong, because there was basically no water in those deeper spots too, so I just walked for an hour here, did my investigations, and then changed the location, the rod, and the fish I'm aiming for. Us pre-popular YouTube persons had to figure all this stuff out by ourselves, and now we just can watch a video like that and get all the info you need. But I just want to give you my top 5 accessories for fishing that will definitely make your fishing easier and more pleasant. You won't necessarily catch more fish with them, although you might, but it's just everyday stuff that gets your life easier. And keep in mind, I mainly fish in the streams, smaller to medium-sized streams, aiming for salmon of course, trout, chub, perch. So if you're doing most of your fishing in the sea from a boat, this might not apply for you. Probably the cheapest thing on the list is forceps. I think that's how this thing is called. These are kind of surgical, whatever you want to call them. Very important if you want to keep your fingers safe. Trout, chub, those small pikes, they are very active when you catch them. They jump a lot, turn around a lot, and if you're trying to take the hooks out with your fingers, especially if you're using treble hooks, you might get one in your finger, and I would say there's better than 50% chance that you will. This thing is very useful for that. Also, you can take that hook out just by lifting the head of the small fish out of the water and kind of taking out right in the water and not even touching the fish with your fingers. It's safe for you, for the fish, it's effective, and this thing costs like, I don't know, 5 euros maybe. Also good when the fish takes that bait deeper and you cannot put your fingers inside. If it's a small fish or it's a pike, you don't want to put anything inside there. You just take this, take that bait out. If you're aiming for something larger, you need to think about something a little bit more sturdy and robust. I just keep it attached to my backpack and it's hanging here all the time with me. If I need it, I take it off, do the job, put it back on. Number 2, and this is a little bit more expensive to get everything, but you don't need to do that because I've done it step by step, and that would be a right clothing. And for me, from last year, that was a buck stopper. This thing is amazing. I cannot stress this enough. I totally forgot about the bugs, the mosquitoes, the small flies that goes into your eyes and just hits your face for no reason. Also about spraying before fishing. These things work amazingly. There's nothing flying around you. If some mosquito or something lands on you, it just flies away after a second or so. So this year I got myself gloves and also this mask or whatever you call it that also has the same bug stopper impregnant, and it's amazing. It's just so much easier fishing with it, especially in this summer small creek where there's a lot of mosquitoes, and especially when it's wet just after the rain when they go crazy. If you're fishing from a boat or just on the beach, you might not need a bug stopper, but something with UPF protection is also very important, because you're always on the sun, you don't want to get burned. Those things even cool you a little bit. When you get used to these things, you don't want to go back to just your regular t-shirt or hoodie. You definitely want to do that. As I said, they are a little bit more pricey, but you can, buy one thing a month or a year, whatever you can do. and that will definitely make your life suck less when you fish. And I don't have any connections with any brands. I use Sims because I'm used to that, but all the brands I can think about, the big ones, has the UPF coating, and also a lot of them have the bug stopper. It's just called differently, but anyways, it's anti-bug thing, so we can buy whatever, and it's a great investment, believe me. Crucial gadget in this game. Jesus Christ, there's some big fish in here. Is the landing net. That knot should be a surprise for you. Again, just to keep you faster. Fuck. There's some huge chub. Keep your hands safe. Deal with the fish faster, especially if you're wading your balls deep in the water. You just lift that fish, take the hooks out. You can make a picture here and release it fast. That's a safe way for you and for fish if you're releasing, which you should do. You don't need to go fancy. They start from anywhere from 20 euros and goes all the way up to I don't know how much. Mine is a little bit nicer. It's handmade. It has a silicone net, but again, it's only like 60 euros, I think, in total. Get yourself a nice magnetic attachment. Keep it on your back or on your backpack. This way you can just reach behind your back, take it with one hand and land the fish. You definitely need a 2-point attachment. I would attach this carabine to the belt of my backpack. This way, if I lose it somewhere, it will still be attached and I can just look around, see that I lost it, put it back on, because I lost my landing net for a few times. I found it, but after that I just got this thing and now it helps a lot. If I were to choose my first landing net, I would definitely go with the silicone net. When fish moves in here, they get those hooks out usually, and they are sticking into your net, and if it's a simple net, even if it's rubberized, it will be hard to take them out later, and this really helps with that. Shorter nets are simpler, just to move around, take the fish, especially taking the pictures, but if the fish is very active, they can jump out of it, and if the net is deeper, the fish will definitely not jump out of that, but it's a little bit harder to deal with it, so we have to calculate on that.
Wow.
Yeah. Wasn't really able to catch anything decent. One perch here. None of those massive chub that played around here, although I had one really good strike, but let's give you the final items and move out, because I really don't like those clouds over there. So the next thing might be a surprise for some of you, and others might be totally fine with it and have it for a long time, and that would be a pepper spray. Since last year, when I met wolf cubs walking in a small stream. And I was shitless scared. I had to take some measures, and pepper spray is the best thing to have with you. You can carry 9mm, but I don't know how fast can you reach it and how good you are with it, and if you can have one. Why do you need it? Simple thing. Wild animals, if you have bears in your country or whatever, you might need something a little bit larger and more powerful, but just wolves, if you have them, wild dogs. You might cross some asshole who has his cabin close to the stream, and he basically thinks he's the only one who can be there, and he might get physical or threaten you, or he might unleash his dog or just walk in the forest without a leash with an aggressive dog. And having something like this, you just feel safer and you don't think about all that stuff that much. Just keep it in the pocket where you can reach it and grab it right away. Don't keep it in your backpack or somewhere tucked in deep inside, because there is no use of it. 10-15 euros just to feel safer, that's a good investment. And the final thing is polarized sunglasses. Must have, I would say. First, it will protect your eyes when you're walking through the bushes, through the high grass, whatever. You know, your eyes are very sensitive. One little touch of your eye, you'll end up crying. You cannot open it throughout the day, and it just sucks. So first of all, it protects your eyes. And other important thing, these will remove most of the reflections from the water surface, so you can see under it better. Very important when you're fishing for trout. Often enough, big trout will just poke his head out of wherever he's hiding to look what's in the water when you're casting your lures. And if you're wearing polarized sunglasses, you might be able to see that trout, or you can see it kinda going after your lure, just turning around and hiding again, and glasses helps to see those things, and then you can act accordingly. You should know that there's basically 3 colors of the lens. There's black, of course, this kinda amber, and then they're just yellow, and they are kinda different. Black is best for when the sun is super bright and very shiny, to protect your eyes and you can see normally. Brownish, amberish color is kind of in between. When it's a little bit darker, maybe that sun is not that aggressive, and they kind of brightens things a little bit. And those yellow ones, when you're with them, you feel like you're in Narnia or something. It's just completely different world. But if the sun is shining brightly, you cannot wear them, because after 1 hour your eyes will be gone. But if you're fishing in some low water conditions and it's dark outside, you want to see what's under the water, you want to have the better understanding what's going on, then those yellow sunglasses are very, very good. I have 2 pairs. I have these and I also have the dark ones. I promised you a bonus app, and this one, it's kind of shocker to me that very little people knows about it. It's called Flag Me. You use that app to call your first responders, and the thing is, when you call through the app, the person who's picking up the phone knows immediately where you are. That is a must-have. It's free, and I recommend everyone have it in their phones. Because if you're traveling, if you're camping, if you're fishing, of course, if you're picking mushrooms, if you're on the mushrooms a lot, you got lost, something happened to you, you cannot move, and you're somewhere in the forest, in the wilderness, how will you explain, if you have the connection to call someone, where you are? It's really hard. And if you call through the app, they will know immediately where you are. Very, very good. I know it works in Europe, but I'm not sure about the States, so you're gonna have to, or Australia, whatever continent you're from, you're gonna have to check that yourselves. But here in Europe it definitely works, and it's free, and it's just must have. So that's basically all from my miserable fishing number 15, whatever. I'm kinda surprised I didn't caught one chub here, because they've been active, but they've been active for like 15 minutes. I don't know if they fed for that short time or I just scared them all by talking. Anyways, that's been it. See you next time. Peace. If you're aiming for something larger, maybe you think... Bastard.